Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're just going to do a little tutorial on Georgia. Just doing like a smoky gold bronzy look, so let's get started. So we're just starting with the brows. I just filled them in and then we clean up underneath with the concealer or eye primer. This just makes sure all the veins are hidden and all the hairs that aren't supposed to be there. This also makes it a lot easier to apply eyeshadow. They'll be more bright and more easy to blend out. It makes it look a lot better. Once you've primed the lids, you want to set it with a skin coloured base eyeshadow or powder. This way it's not sticky and the eyeshadow won't stick to the base. Then you just want to add a light brown colour into the transition, so just in the crease of the eye. It just is like a base for all the eyeshadows and just makes it seamless. Then I just went in with a darker brown colour just to smoke out Georgia's outer V. This just makes it look a bit more smoky and blended. It also helps as a base to make it darker, so you don't just want to go on with a dark brown, you want to kind of layer it up to build the colour. Then I just added an even darker brown to that outer V, smoking it more along the lash line and moving that darker colour a bit into the crease as well. Just using a fluffy brush from Zoeva. I think what really helps me blend as well is doing circular and then windshield wiper motions. It just makes it so much easier and more seamless. I'm also just going with a redder brown just to fade it out into the white. And I just take an even more tiny brush just to make that more precise onto the lash line and smoke it into the crease. Then I'm just adding the darkest brown to the outer V and smoking it out a lot so then it blends it all together. This brown just makes the whole look come together really because you've layered up the light and then you go into the warm dark. So I'm just blending that in windshield wiper motions again and also doing the little circular. Then I'm just taking a fluffier brush and blending the darker brown again through that crease. And now I'm just taking a little gold paint pot from Kylie Cosmetics and just carving out her crease, kind of doing a half cut crease. That gold would just act as a base for our glitter liner. To cut the crease, you want to make sure you look at your client's eyes to see how high their crease actually goes when they open their eyes, or on yourself you just look forward in the mirror and you can see how far you can go. It's a really easy little tip. Then I'm just taking the same dark brown to smoke them two together so it's a bit more seamless. Then I'm just taking the Stila little glitter liner thingy in gold and just going over that base just to make it a bit more glittery and stand out a bit more. This is the easiest way to do a cut crease, I think. Sometimes you don't even need the base, but it's just so easy, and these came in a 3-pack for Christmas. It's so affordable and they're amazing. Then I'm just blending. That's what makes it look so seamless and look so good. Then I'm also just lining her lash line and doing a tiny little wing. Georgia's got a little bit of hooded eyes, so sometimes too big of a wing just makes the whole eyelid look black. So I do a really thin line and then a small wing out to the side, more out to the side that up suits her eye shape best. If you guys struggle with winged liner yourself, it's really easy if you just hold the eye out like I am to Georgia and make sure you take a look at both eyes. It's a lot easier if you use tape as well if you're a beginner. Then I'm just applying Georgia's mascara to her lashes, making sure I'm getting right in that root to blacken them to prepare them for false lashes. I think putting mascara on is so much easier than after, just so it's all black and seamless together. Makes the look fantabulous. Then I just applied some false mink lashes to George's eyes. They're a bit of a winged out shape, so they give her eyes more of that almond cat eye shape. I think lashes just make any look 100% better, and once you start wearing lashes you can't stop. That's why I've got extensions. I'm obsessed with big fluffy lashes. Another little tip for lashes is making sure you're pinching them together once you apply mascara afterwards as well. You can use tweezers for this, but I find my acrylic nails do the job just as good, and you can get right in there. And I'm just wiping under the eyes. That's why I do the eyes first, so then the fallout doesn't cling to the base. Then I'm just moisturizing and priming George's skin. I just used a Nivea face moisturizer, and then I went in with the Mecca Illuminator primer just on the high points of her face and around her cheeks where we want to be really glowy. Then I'm just starting with the foundation, so I use the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Foundation. This is the fullest coverage foundation I've literally ever used. It's better than my Fenty or Too Faced, and I'm just buffing this in with the Beauty Blender, doing small pouncing motions. I start on the left side of the face and move around to the right, just because foundation tends to dry when you spread it all out, so you want to make sure it's buffed in perfect and down the neck, and of course in all the little creases around the nose. Then I'm just taking the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and concealing under your eyes, forehead, nose, cupid's bow and chin. This gives a really highlighted effect and full coverage. You want to hide those little bags and just highlight and make the nose look pinched. Then I'm blending that out quickly with my Beauty Blender, making sure she's looking up so then there's no creasing happening. I do this with little bounces as well, making sure it's seamless and blends in with the foundation. You don't want to see a stark line, as the concealer is lighter than the foundation in this look. Then I'm just setting that with some highlighting powder, just like a banana powder. You can get these from so many different brands, and this just lines the eye even more and makes sure there's no creasing happening, that there's no little wrinkles, and that it's all an even tone. Then I'm just taking a translucent powder to set her face, just because the foundation was coverage enough, so I thought translucent would be fine. A loose setting powder is really good to set the face as well, because it's fine and not cakey. Georgia's foundation does tend to cake up because she can get oily skin, or it's dry. It's either one or the other, so a light powder really works wonders. Then starting on the contouring, I'm using the Kat Von D contour kit and starting with the middle shade and blending from the front of the cheek backwards. Using a cool tone shade really helps that shadow. I also add a bit down the bridge of the nose, around the sides and under the chin. This really just gives an all over contoured chiseled look, and it just looks fabulous in photos. I also use the MAC Gimme Sun to do a bit of bronzing after the contouring. Then I'm just going in with the MAC blush, just to blush a bit of the cheekbones. I don't really like blush, so I use a minimal amount. Then I'm just highlighting with the Inglot shimmering powders. These are the best highlighters, honestly. It just glows. It's like a glittery glow, so it's whether you like a blinding highlight or not, but I just love it. I highlight the cheekbones, nose and cupid's bow. I also then go in with a smaller brush and highlight the inner corners and the brow bone. Me and Georgia both love glowy skin, so I wanted to give her the full glow factor that I would do it myself, and all clients love a bit of a glow lately. So yeah, and then I just go in with another highlighter because I'm really extra like that, and make it even more glowy and blended. Then I move on to under eyes. I use a light brown to start off with a small brush just to pack it on under the lid, making sure the client isn't looking into the brush, because sometimes you can bump and they can get a bit nervous. Eyes are a very scary region, so you want to make sure you take your time and blend really well. Then I just go in with the black eyeliner and line the waterline. I find this is so much easier than using like a pencil. Pencils can be easier on yourself, but these are so much easier when you're doing another person's makeup. It's easier to get in there and it doesn't irritate them as much. Just find it's so much simpler. I'm then just lining the lips with a NYX lip liner, just overdrawing them a little bit. I just love doing George's lips because we're just so funny, we can't take each other seriously. But yeah, just overlining them. I mostly fill the outline and then colour in a bit around the edges. I'm not normally a lip liner person, but I feel with the nude lip it just makes it look so extra. Then I'm just filling the lips in with a NYX liquid lipstick. It's just a darker nude than her skin tone. It just makes her lips look plump, luscious, and it is a matte finish. Then I'm going with the lighter colour in the middle of the lips to create an ombre. It's always so funny doing George's lips, as I said before. We just cannot take each other seriously. And we are finished with this look. I hope you guys love it. I love doing it and I love the gold tones on Georgia. See yous!